Assalamualaikum and good day, sir and everyone. So we are from the Oracle team for WebTech this semester. My name is Arif Masyhur bin Mohamed Hatta. This is my teammate, Time Fei Zhi, Arif Ikhwan, and Krisnavenii. So today we will present our system, which is the Sneakers Heaven, which has two different users, the admin and the staff, and it doesn't include customer because it's just a warehouse system with where it will store the shoes or according to the name the sneakers. So our system using the front end for PHP and HTML, and the back end we use the PHP file. So for the first screen we will show the staff screen. So I will pass to Arif Ikhwan for the explanation for the first functionality.
Okay, thank you, Arif. I'm Arif Ikhwan, and now I'm going to show you about the first page of our system, which is the staff login page. This is the login page where it requires a staff ID that is given by the admin, which admin only can register new staff and the password. And as we can see, we can put our staff ID here. And let's say if I put the wrong password for the staff, if I'm signing it, so it will have a pop-up message which says incorrect staff ID or password. If I click OK, it will revert back to the login page of the staff. So if I use the correct password, so if and then I'm signed in into the system, we go to the staff dashboard. As we can is if you can see, this is the staff, which means this is the staff dashboard. And if we log in into the system, which will direct us to the dashboard, which has the slider. This is the slider which has many pictures or of like we can put in information or like promotion or anything else that's are required in our system. Okay, next we go to the add product, which for Fei Zhi to explain it furthermore.
Thank you, Arif. For the CRUD function, which is create, add new product, so we will input some details of the stickers that we want to add. For example, product code, product name, for the price is double type. For the size, and also for the quantity, which is number. For the date added, which is it will automatically take for the current date, which is today date. So click on add product. So it will pop out a message, new product added successfully. Okay. That will be bring to the product list page. So you can see all of the product will be displayed in this page. So the code, name, price, and also some details will be shown in this page. If the staff wants to search for the product, they can enter the product ID. Maybe they can, if they want to reset the product ID, so it will be reset and try insert the product code, search. So it will extract the AD001 for the product. So I will pass to Krisnavenii to continue with another function.
Thank you, Fei Zhi. As you can see for the managed product part, here all the available show the sneakers details from the DB is retrieved using the get method and displayed here, along with a specific button for edit function and delete function. First, we will see the edit function. So to see, we edit the latestly added shoe. When the edit button is clicked, it will go to the update product side. Here the product details such as the code, product name, price, size, and quantity can be edited. For example, we change the quantity of the product to maybe 11 or 12. So when we click the update product function, we can see the product is updated successfully, and when we click the OK button, it will go back to the previous page, and for which shows all the shoe details, and we can see the quantity is successfully updated. In case if the staff want to delete the product means, any product means, the staff just need to click the delete button in the row, and the product will deleted successfully. We can see that it is refreshed and the product is deleted successfully. Now for the next part, which is the manage profile part, I will pass to Arif Masyhur.
Thank you, Krishna. So for this part, we can see the profile of this staff, where the name here is like the first name, the last name, staff ID, email address, contact, and gender. So the text box that we can edit only the first name, last name, email address, and contact, while the staff ID and gender is cannot be edited because it is inserted by the administrator of the system, so they cannot change it by themselves. So for example, if we change the first name here, we add a new name. So when we click the update profile, it will pop up and say the profile successfully updated, and it will refresh the page after we click the OK. So when we go to the manage profile again, we can see that the name has been changed from Arif Ikhwan to Nur Arif Ikhwan, where it has successfully updated the profile for the staff. So for the staff function has completely shown here. So let's go to the next page where it is the admin side. So for the logout, we can click the button at the top right, and we will be logged out here back to the login screen. To go to the admin login, we will click the admin login hyperlink below. Okay, so the interface is the same, but the difference is admin need to insert their email and their password. So we will insert the email and password special for the admin only, and click the sign in button. So for the first, we show that if we insert the incorrect email or the password, it will not redirect into the system. It will redirect back to the login page. So now we put the correct one, and it will be signed in to the admin page, where we can see at the sidebar is the admin, and the dashboard is a little bit different from the staff page. So the first page of admin is the warehouse stock, where they show the list of the shoes, the sneakers, and from this page we can filter it by date, where we can insert the from date. So here we insert the 1st of June and until the 3 of June. So when we done insert the date, we click the search button, and if there is no record in the table, it will display no order found for the table. So if we change it again to another from date, from 4 of June until 25 June, and click the search button again, we see that there is a few record of the stock of the shoe have been inserted. So if we want to see the list back again, we just need to refresh the page. Okay, so here we can see the list again. So for the next one, I will pass it back to...
I think I will continue with the view product.
Yes.
For the view product, it is same as a staff side. It will use get method to get all of the details of the sneaker shoes, include their code, name, and so on. So they can find the product by product code. Click on search. Yes, this is the product code. If the code does not exist, yeah, so no product found means there is no product code inside our database. So I think I will pass to Krishna.
Okay, next for the view staff. For the view stuff, we can see that that for this system only the admin can add the stuff. The staff cannot register themselves. So here, for the staffs, admin can manage them by removing them. In this page, we all the staff have been registered will be shown. If the admin want to filter and only he want to see a specific staff detail, means the admin can enter the staff's ID and click search button. And we can see that the details of the selected staff will be shown, and when we click the reset button, it will revert to display all the details. If the admin want to remove the specific staff, means the admin can click the remove button. When the remove button is clicked, and if the staff is successfully removed, means it will display a pop-out message and refresh the page, and we can see that the admin is successfully registered. Since now I've explained the part about managing the staff, next I will pass it to Arif to explain about registering the staff function.
Okay, thank you, Krishna. And for my part, I will explain more about the register staff function. In this form is to register the staff that is made by the admin. And because the staff cannot register themselves, so the admin have to do it themselves. Like only admin can register a new staff. For example, if we put down the first name, Mohamed, and so the staff ID is given by the admin, and the email of the staff, and the password is also given by the admin. Okay, and the contact number, so and the gender. If you register the staff, it will pop up the message that says the staff is successfully added. If we click OK, so it will revert back to the staff list. As we can see here, in the last row is the current staff that has been added by the admin. Okay, that's all for our system demo. Okay, for now, for this part, we are going to explain about our coding structure, which is, this is, we can see, we can separate it into the folder, which is as the admin side, which admin folder is for the admin side, and the authenticate out folder is for the admin login and the staff login. And for the services is all of the our backend, which is connected to the database, the database connection, the session, and all of that, which belongs to the backend. And for the staff, is all in the staff page. Okay, for my part, I'm going to explain about the login page, which is, this is the login page. First of all, the login page will require a PHP service db.php, which is the DB connection for our system. Is we start the session. So if the session, we get the staff ID and the password, and the staff ID and the password is used to select from the query to check whether the staff is correct or not. If the staff is correct, we go to the dashboard.html, which is the staff dashboard or the admin dashboard. If it's incorrect, it will display incorrect ID or password. So we can see in the backend, this is the out session.php, which is to start the session for the staff. Okay, next I'm going to show you the profile.php. This is where the session is used. As you can see, we include the session and include the DB. So in the session, we get from the login session, we will get the staff ID, and the database is for the connection. And then in the query, we will select staff, where staff ID is equal to the session, which is get from the login, and then it will display the result. The result is displayed inside the input text, which will be called the value. The value of the text input will have the echo row, which is mean it's take the first name or the last name or the data for the stuff, because we use the session, we get only that stuff, that particular stuff data. Okay, next is for the update profile. If the staff click on the update profile, we go to the RESTful API. We use the RESTful API for the type post, and we go to the update profile.php. Is where is the back end of the update profile, and we can see in the update profile.php, it will get the post of the first name, last name, email, and contact, and it will include the service out session.php, and require the DB1. DB1 is the connection of the DB for the RESTful API. So if you can see in the update profile.php, it will update the stuff, set the first name and last name and email and contact, and to the sub ID for the session. For the session is get for the same we get before at the login page, and then it will connect to the DB, and it will bind the parameter like first name, last name, email, contact to the data that we insert in the input text form, or in the update form. Okay, for the admin side is for, I'm going to show you the add stuff function. This is where the add stuff function for the admin side. Okay, as you can see, this is the form of the to add the new stuff. So in this one, we call the add stuff, which is the ID for this particular form, and then we post it to the response API, which is the service at stuff.php. Okay, for the service at stuff.php, you can see in our backend, the at stuff.php, the at stuff.php. Okay, and we can see we post all of the data that is inserted by the admin, such as the staff ID, first name, last name, email, password, gender, and contact, and it require the db1.php that I showed you earlier. Okay, in the query we insert into the stuff. This is the staff ID, last name, which is the element for that particular staff table. Okay, for the value, it will bind the value of the admin that the admin entered in the add stuff form, and so it will connect the database and prepare the query, and then it will bind the value of the all the value of the data of the user of the stuff that admin have inserted. So it will execute. If the data is success, it will show the success. Is to fail, so it will show fail. Okay, for the next part, I will pass it to Fei Zhi to explain more about her function.
Thank you, Arif. You may follow my cursor. So I will explain on add product and also view product. So means create and read function. So for the add product, I will display this add product HTML form for the staff to add the product. So at here, I just get the input from the staff. So at the below, which is a JavaScript, for the date, I will get the current date. So I already do this function to get the current date for today. And also for the insert function, I use post that I call the add product.php, which is the backend to add the product. So this is the add product.php. I connect to db.php. So I post the name, the details that I get from the staff for the input, and I insert to the product in product table in the database, and other things that Arif already explained, just same as him. So for the display, which is view, for the display function, I will use get to get database for the choose details, include the code, name, price, and size, and so on. So after get the data from product list.php, which is the backend, I will select all from the product tables and display it in product list.html, which is front end. The user can see one. So I just do this loop to get all of the product, because select all from product, so means all of the products that from product database. And for the search product.php, we already do it in product list, which we get the input from the staff to search for the product ID, this one. And we call product list.php to search. We will select from product for the single product. So I think for the view product list, it same goes to admin, which is view product.html. So it's just the same. So I can skip this and pass to Krishna.
Thank you, Fei Zhi. For my part, first of all, at the admin side, I will explain about the view stuff function. In the view stuff function, the HTML, the front end, we can see that we have uh, the design the table, and we give an id which is the staffs, and for the script to call the function to get all the staff details from db, we use the get method and get the back details using the backend file which is get all stuff.php. Here we selected all staff details from the staff table to be displayed. And back to the front end page, view stuff.html. Here we can see that we have after getting all the details, we have included the button which is to remove the stuff from the list using the script. Here when the delete stuff button is on click, the id of the current stuff will be retrieved, and using the delete method the stuff id, and for using the remove stuff.php backend, the stuff will be removed successfully. Okay, this is the backend for the to delete the stuff successfully. The select using the selected id, the stuff will be deleted from the stuff table. Next, for the stuff function, I'll explain about the delete product function. In the product list.html page, product list.html page, we can see that while retrieving all the data using the script, we have also added a button which is the delete product button, and on click the delete product button, the id of the current the product will be retrieved, and using the delete method post uh, and the backend delete product.php, the product will be successfully deleted. This is the backend for the delete product. The product will be selected using the id from the table and will be deleted successfully. For the following function, I pass to Arif Mashu.
Thank you, Krishna. So for the last one is my part, the function which is the, for my part, we can see is the update product. Update product is in the form which you can see here. Most of it is the CSS of the website for the text box here. And then for the functionality, we call the script, which is from the file get single product.php, where it get the element to pass it into the code, the text box, the value here, data code, name, price, size, quantity, and date for the product. Then after we retrieve the data of the sneakers, the product here in the table, then we can update it by clicking the function here, the event, the submit button, and here we can see is the URL where it will go to the back end of the part of the system. So here all of this is the script for the front end. Then for the back end, here we can see where it requires the db1.php. It get the ID of the product, then the name, code, price, size, quantity, and date it use post. So for this PHP file, the backend, we use it for the update, where it will update according to the ID that set to this PHP file. The next one is for the dashboard, which is in the admin side. The dashboard display the data which it display from what date to which date that we want. So here we can see it retrieve the data from the database using the normal PHP, and it connect to the database using the query, the DB host, DB user, DB password, DB, and this is the connection for the database. But for the data to search the filter, we use the script here with the click function of the button search to search for the date, the first date and the last date. If we normally use in another system, we use the from date and to date. So we have the type post, and this is the URL for the backend of this file. So for the backend here, we can see when I open the action.php. For the connection, we use the normal connection, and here is the if set where it will set the post data, which is the from date and to date, and the query it will select from the product table, insert into the post from date class ID. In the front end here, we can see that we set it as the from date over here and to date. So here we set the from date and to date, which then we can select the data, which we can also call it as a single data. So this one, it will display the data after we have retrieved or we have fetched the data for the single product. So I think that's all for my part for the front end and the back end of the system. Thank you.
Yeah, we already deploy it in DigitalOcean and connect to the PHP MyAdmin. So that's all from our groups. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank
Doctor.
you.
Thank you.